Hey guys, welcome back to the news channel. Today we're talking about climate change in California specifically. Why don't you start us off? Oh, well, I'm starting us off.
So this is Mira and I'm Kate.
Yeah, and we're gonna have a special guest
Later on, yeah.
Okay, well, after some technical difficulties, let's talk about California and its wildfires, which is a really depressing topic. Sorry guys, but basically when we think of California wildfires, what do we think of? We think of
Summer, fall,
warm
skies,
warm
sun.
Do you remember that one time in June?
That was
scary. That was scary.
Apocalyptic.
It looked wrong.
Yeah.
It looked wrong. But when we think of it now, we think of summer, right? But according to California.gov and other reports, it's saying that climate change itself, the absorption of heat in the atmosphere and the greenhouse gases are making it easier for fires to come out. And so it's creating an orange and burning state. The state now has a fire season that is year round. And
instead of just summer and fall?
Instead of just summer and fall. We can have it in winter too because of the lack of precipitation that we have. And 25 million plus acres are being deemed wildfire zone. What? Like million acres. It's insane to me. Here's a little infographic for you guys. Move it out of the way. Some wildfire prevention tips, just because our atmosphere is super dry and there's lack of precipitation, so make sure.
Useful for every color.
Yeah, literally. But the state has now had 15 of the 20 of the most destructive wildfires in the state's history to occur since 2000. 10 of the most destructive fires to occur since 2015. So obviously it's ramping up in the past
definitely accelerating
5-6 years with the rapid rate of climate change and the absorption of heat onto land and the lack of precipitation, like I keep bringing up. There's no protective measures against these wildfires anymore. There's no reason for them anymore.
Okay, so another big issue for California is its rising sea level. It's a really big issue because California is a pretty populous state, right?
Yeah.
And it turns out we have more coastal residents than any other state in the United States.
California beaches. Who doesn't know about a California beach?
And around 75% of its population lives right near the coast. So the sea level around San Francisco has risen 6 inches since 1950, and it's accelerated to 1 inch every 10 years.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Okay, so if the sea level rises between 3 and 6 feet, 2/3 of California's golden sand beaches may be completely eroded.
No more beach days?
No more beach days.
Oh my God.
To combat the rise in sea level, California has planned billions of dollars in seawall improvements, wetland restoration, and flood mitigation.
So we can put money into that, but we can't put money into getting rid of greenhouse gases.
What's wrong with our country?
Literally, what's wrong with America?
The billions of dollars of infrastructure, homes, businesses, natural resources are in danger from coastal flooding.
And not just that, just people's lives.
Exactly.
We always say, we can rebuild. Why do we have to rebuild?
Exactly. Why can't we just
save our planet? Yeah.
So some causes of this rising sea level are El Nino and the ice melt. So for El Nino, the trade winds move the warm water to the eastern Pacific Ocean, and water warms. When water warms, it expands, and that's a problem for our coast, right? Yeah, and
the water vapor in the atmosphere as well.
It causes a bunch of issues, including heavier rainfall, erosion, landslides, and just a really big issue. For ice melt, some of our biggest sources of ice melt are going to be from Antarctica and Greenland.
Isn't the ice sheet almost completely eradicated at this point? Yeah.
It's a dangerous level at this point. It's been at a dangerous level.
No, Bill Nye was trying to warn us.
So with the ice melting, with our Earth's gravity and sense of rotation, it's a bigger problem for California. Essentially, we get more flooding because of our location.
It's just because we're on the coast.
Yeah.
It's just like New York, Long Island, all of them are also going to be, people I feel like in the middle are saying, oh, we don't have that many problems, but it's because
we do.
We do. California is the one state, well, one of the many that has to deal with it. But now we're going to bring on a guest, Cheyenne, and she's going to talk to us about California's extreme weather events. So we'll give it over to her.
Special thanks to Mira and Kate for their fantastic report on California wildfires and sea level rise. I'm Cheyenne. I'm the special guest today. I'm here to give you a report about the California extreme weather events as well as the drought we're currently facing. I'm reporting to you live from outside in this California heat. It's about 85 right now. Not too bad of a day, but I thought I'd go ahead and switch it to my monitor so I can show you better what's going on.
All right, so as far as California's extreme weather events here, it's noted that heat waves are predicted and expected to become more common with human-caused climate change. According to Professor Way, in the 1950s, there was a number of record highs similar to the number of record lows in the US. Since then, the proportion of record highs has increased now about 2 times as many as the record highs as record lows. So we're gonna have a lot more high temps, a lot less low temps. As noted by an article by the LA Times just earlier this year, about a month ago, the heat wave marked another dramatic shift for the region, which has already experienced several swings from heat to wildfires to rain. And it's only been about 5 months so far of the year. Since the start of the year. Heat waves are more common in California than before, for sure, as noted by just the temperature change and as far as the recorded temps across the state. And the record temps have shifted. If you look at the graph right here, you can see that the curve has definitely skewed. You can see that these highs are going to be a lot higher, especially towards the hot months. It's going to be your summer months, but also they don't drop down nearly as far when it comes to the winter times. All right. And then we'll go ahead and talk about the droughts in California. As we all know, water is a very precious resource. And as far as California goes, it's one of the most important considering we're in a really arid climate. So California has been in a series of droughts since about 2000 when the drought meter was first created, which is where they kind of scale the amount of water usage and the stages of droughts that we're in. So there are 5 stages of droughts. There's D0, which is going to be the lesser of the scales. It's going to be the least. It's already called abnormally dry though. California is always in a constant state of D0. So that means that California is always, no matter what, abnormally dry. Currently, according to this map especially, 95.1% of California is in D2 or severe drought. And this is a little bit older. I think there's one that I used a little bit better for those stats. So we got a little bit of a disconnect here. 59.8% of the state is in extreme drought. And 0.2% of California is currently in the last tier, which is going to be D4 or exceptional drought. So that's a pretty good portion of the state, as much as it seems like not very much. It's going to be the middle of the state, and that's where most of the agriculture comes from. So that's going to be your driest place, and that's where most of the food comes from. So that's going to be impacting that food production a lot more. And with the drought, of course, comes a threat to livestock, fruit and vegetable farming, and healthy drinking water for large cities. As we know, historically through Los Angeles, they've had to channel water from other places throughout the state because they could not meet the demands of the population. So this is going to pose a problem as the population continues to increase and the water will get less. And then this is going to be our bibliography for today. Everything listed is going to be our sources cited for everything. All right, and then that is going to be the end of that for us today. So I appreciate everyone's time and I appreciate you sticking around.